Hi, this is Kelsey Wachowski for AP Gov, and in this video I'm going to be discussing some of the changes that are going to be occurring in the 2018-2019 school year as a result of College Board redesigning the curriculum as well as the exam for the AP Gov course. So this I took off of the College Board's website, and if you look at some of the proposed changes that are going to occur for the 2019 exam, you can see that there is a lot more engagement, a lot more critical thought, and that was sort of the thought process from my understanding as to the direction that College Board was going in. So for example, when you looked at the old questions, these test questions were mainly factual, and once the new design goes through, the questions are going to be more application and it's going to be tailored more to real-world situations. As opposed to having a passive focus on an area within the curriculum. Now it's going to mandate a research or civics presentation with an audience as part of it so that students are actively engaged. Even before that, with founding documents, you weren't necessarily sure as to what you had to look at, and now you're going to see that there are going to be specific documents and primary sources that are going to be mandated, and you don't necessarily need to go beyond that. Of course, that would certainly be beneficial, but it's going to say here are a core list of 9 documents, and that's going to be very important come the 2019 exam. And then even getting into the Supreme Court cases, instead of just a simple surface level, it's going to now have specific cases that are going to be part of the exam that you have to be prepared for, and it's going to go beyond a superficial level. And now, on top of that, the content outline is much more specific concerning the skills and learning goals that are expected as opposed to the 4-page outline. And then this is endorsed by the National Constitution Center. I'm not sure if that's a huge, big thing for anybody, but I guess that adds some legitimacy. So in terms of the basic framework, this is how it's going to be set up around 5 core ideas. And amongst these core ideas, you're going to see something called EUs, or enduring understandings. So for example, here you see EU 4.E, the impact of federal policies on campaigning and electoral rules continues to be contested by both sides of the political spectrum. And then that goes into your learning objectives, and from here, it will go into essential knowledge. Of course, you can't get away from the basic vocabulary that AP Gov encompasses, such as knowing what a caucus is. You can't analyze caucuses if you don't know what they are. So from this is where you're going to have a sample content outline, and that's where the skill development is going to come from. Now, what's nice is that there are going to be 9 required readings, and I've included one, and these link up with the enduring understandings here, and they will specifically tell you exactly what you need to read. In particular, Federalist number 10, obvious documents such as the Declaration of Independence, but there are going to be 9 specific ones, and it sort of gives the teacher a little bit more of an idea as to what needs to be taught and the level of depth that's going to be required. What I also like about this redesign is it was really a shot in the dark. In preparing my own students, I probably had them know at least 40 to 50 cases because it was somewhat of a shot in the dark. You definitely knew that you had to know, the obvious cases from Marbury v. Madison to Gibbons v. Ogden, but you never really knew what you could get. And now it's been narrowed down to 19 cases, which will allow AP teachers to go more in depth, which I think is a very good thing, instead of just having a superficial understanding of the cases of themselves. And I think that will really help students focus on what's important and, again, get into the level of depth that really may have been lacking to some extent. In terms of the test changes, there will be an increase in the number of multiple choice questions from 60 to 70. However, the time frame will be extended to 70 minutes. There will be use of scenarios and stimulus materials such as charts in which you're going to have to apply. In addition, there will be 4 possible responses, and that's going to be shortened down from 5, so that will make the choices a little bit easier in that respect. And then after the multiple choice section, section 2, instead of 4 response questions, there will now be 5. The time limit actually does stay the same. In the past that with the 4 FRQs that were given and you had 100 minutes, you know that kids didn't necessarily need 25 minutes for every FRQ. Oftentimes they'd finish early. So you'll have about 20 minutes for each FRQ. And how this has been set up is that there are going to be 2 short answer concept application questions. One will have a scenario, one will not. Then there will be a quantitative analysis and interpretation question using some type of visual stimulus. Again, that could be a chart, that could be a graph. There will also be one qualitative analysis interpretation question with text or visual excerpts, and then one argumentation essay requiring supporting evidence and reasoning. Now, it's very hard to say what this is going to look like. They have not released a specific sample question for the multiple choice section or the free response questions. So this information is going to come out and be released at a later date, and it should be interesting to see what that will look like. And of course, each section will count 50% towards the exam score, and it is important that I note that this is the proposed exam format. It is being piloted at apparently schools around the country, and it will be specified as what this will look like in the spring of 2018. And then lastly, if you want to look at any of the information that I just posted here, just go to advancesinap.collegeboard.org and just find the AP Gov section. You'll find the proposed changes that are going to be taking place for the 2018-2019 school year, and you can also find the curriculum framework as well.